Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of The Hard Choice. Simple steps for showing up. My name is Brad Draper. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful for you. I'm going to change up the order of how I do this a little bit. I would like to ask you guys to share these episodes, to share them with your friends and your family, to have these conversations with them, to continue the dialogue on what you and I have here, to really implant in your mind what I'm trying to get across, and then to assimilate that into your world. The only way this show grows is if you share it. Nobody else can do it for you. Kind of like the dog poop initiative. Mouth didn't want to say that. But in that book, the whole premise is people say it's not my job to do something. In the case of the book, it's dog poop in the middle of a soccer field. So, don't think other people are going to share it for you. This is entirely on you. And this episode is incredibly important to wrap your brain around, to understand, and to apply. So my son started school the other day, and the school that he was in was not the right fit. We ended up taking him from that school and putting him to also a closer school. So that was convenient. But we didn't move him for convenience. We moved him because of the way he learns and the way he grows. We wanted to best fit his needs and how he could pursue those things that he wants to do. He's 5. So he's in his first year of kindergarten. And while he was at this first school, he kind of lost it. He lost it a little bit. He got kicked out of school on his 4th day of school because he wasn't being controlled. In this school that he was in, there's no teachers. It is self-guided learning with adults in there known as guides. And while he was there, he acted out significantly in a way that I do not recognize in my son. He had characteristics and the things he exemplified I've never seen him do, nor could I even imagine him doing. It's almost as if it was a Jekyll and Hyde situation. And how interesting it was hearing what he did at school and then talking to him about it. And during our conversations, I said, hey, buddy, what happened? Like, why did you do these things? Did you do these things, first of all? And he said, yes. I said, why? And he said, the crazy just wanted to come out. The crazy was inside and it just wanted to come out, and I couldn't control it. And then we had a conversation about controlling the crazy. And I've really thought about this topic since that happened. As adults, we still get these moments of crazy, right? We still have these moments of chaos and anxiety and depression and just extreme stuff happen in our world. But we as adults, hopefully, have learned to control it, have learned to kind of keep it inside or express it in certain fashions. Those people that don't keep it inside or express in controlled fashions, we tend to see them on the news, right? So my way of controlling the crazy is fitness. I go to the gym and I put all of that unresourceful energy into weights, into my mountain bike or my road bike, into hiking, into things to physically release that energy. But I really wanted to talk about today is this idea of control, idea of what do you do when the crazy wants to come out? You must understand that you have to have extreme levels of control. And sometimes this crazy wanting to come out is in the form of doing nothing. It's in the form of sleeping in. It's in the form of not going to the gym, not hitting your KPIs, not hitting all of these things you need to do to progress forward. It's the lay in bed all day because I don't feel like it mentality. That doesn't fly. That's not how we're going to get where we're trying to go. We go with one foot in front of the other, one step at a time. My business partner and I have had a series for 7 or 8 months, series of unfortunate events. They've not been fun to experience. And so often you want to sit here and bang your head against a wall and say, I give up. That's letting the crazy out, right? But that's not what you do. That's not how you press forward. That's not how you make it to the other side. Because here's the thing about acute pain. On the other side of acute pain is extreme bliss, joy, and pleasure. It's amazing to see, if you look in your life, all the times that you had acute pressure, acute pain. Side note, caveat, you don't have to suffer through pain. They are two different things. Pain is external things happening to you, or it could be internal, but they are physical things, whereas suffering is a choice. You don't have to suffer. That's a choice. So, back to the acute pain. In life, acute pain always precedes great expansion. Equal opposition in all things. We learn this in religious studies. How important it is to understand that and to control those things that you want to just let loose. Control the crazy. So often we want to just throw things and lash out and just express all of this pent-up energy that we have. Because let's be honest, that's what we sign up for as entrepreneurs. That is the load we carry. That is a major difference from somebody that chooses the life of entrepreneurship and somebody that chooses the life of an employee. And that's not to say that employees are higher or lower or greater or less or whatever. They're just different paths for different people. And it is required to be a different person to be an entrepreneur. The level of stress, the level of anxiety, the level of just pure emotion is unfathomable. You will get pushed to your limits every day. It doesn't stop. And in fact, the farther down the road you go, the stakes get higher. You just become a higher level person. You become a level 10 person experiencing level 4, 5, and 6 problems. Back when you were a level 2 or 3 person, those 4, 5, or 6 would destroy you. They would bury you. But you've scaled up because you've learned to control this emotion inside. As I was riding my bike up a trail the other day, I saw a trail system, a route called Hide and Seek, with HYDE for hide and seek. And I've really pondered about this experience that my son had. This was his first experience of having an overwhelming amount of pent-up energy that he did not know how to release. Nor was there anybody there at that school to direct him and to guide him. It is so important to have people in your corner, to have teammates, to have partners, to do this battle with, because it is absolutely a battle. This is not, you are not capable of doing this alone. And anybody that says they did do it alone, they're missing all of the people that helped them along the way. Nothing great is done alone. It is amazing how often in the workforce, employees are siloed to do something on their own task versus in teams. And how important it is to have a team by your side to help you when you don't feel 100% or 90 or 80. Sometimes you're feeling 10%, and that's the best you can do. But you've got teammates that are also holding up the fort at 80 or 90%. They make up the difference. I see this with my business partner all the time, constantly. Sometimes he's down, sometimes I'm down. We hold each other up and we hold each other to the standard. And it's difficult to move forward with a team, let alone by yourself. So as you journey through this experience that you've created and you've chosen, recognize it is entirely on you to control the crazy. To move forward in faith, continually moving, but doing so methodically, intentionally, and with direction. This is just not aimlessly walking. This is moving forward with a goal in sight. And when you hit that goal, you hit the next goal. When you hit that goal, you move on to the next goal. As I said in last week's episode, on this walk, on this journey, you must pause and look back to see where you came from, to see what you overcame. One thing that I do and have done for many, many, many years at this point is I journal every day. At some point, I'm actually going to compile these journals into a book on how I got from where I was to where I'm going, and how cool that will be to share with my family. I journal because most of the time I don't remember what's going on. When I look back in the past and think of history, I miss a lot because I'm so focused on the future. But I periodically hop in my app for my journal. I use a digital journal, and I do voice to text, and then I print those books into hardbound books. So I've got a stack of journals in my library. And how cool it is to reflect back on these hard times, seeing when the crazy wanted to come out. And sometimes it did come out, right? We're not perfect. But it's important to control your trajectory. It's important to control your mind. It is important to have routines, rituals, habits to take you forward when you don't have any motivation. Truth be told, most mornings I don't want to get up when that alarm goes off at 4:45. But I do anyways, because I've been doing it for years. It would mess up my entire morning if I didn't do it. It'd mess up everything I do in the order to which I do it. That's the power of a habit, the power of a ritual. I wouldn't necessarily call it discipline, and it is discipline, but it's more of a habit than discipline. It's just something I do. And that's how I keep the crazy from coming out. I get up at 4:45. I drink a liter of water. I do my prayers. I do my studies. I do my journaling. And then I get to the gym. I do all that before everybody wakes up. That's my me time. That's my meditation time. How important it is to control that Hyde side. How important it is to control your mind. It is the only way you're getting to where you're trying to go. That is what I have for you guys. Leave me a review. Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to it. Like this thing, subscribe to it, download it for future listenings. Until next week, I love you guys. Bye.